card plate ontology component. What the? All right, I've been waiting on this one for a while. This is the ATEZR KR Pro multi 4-in-1 rotary roller, and that's a mouthful. Woo! It only took me 14 takes, but here it is. We're gonna get this thing out of the box. We're gonna spread it around the table, and I'm not gonna show you how to put it together. If you can't follow instructions to do it yourself, you shouldn't be touching it or a laser, so back away. So there it is. That's all the parts. I'm hoping you can see that in there. If not, there's a couple manuals. There's some extension legs for this. There are tools, there are rollers, and then there's the two rotaries that come with this. One for what I would guess would be tumblers, and the other one for tumblers and cups and glasses and stuff. So I'm gonna get this all together, come back, and we're gonna start testing it out. I wanna talk about these instructions real quick. Pretty simple. This comes fully assembled. That comes fully assembled. So the big thing you gotta do is put on these feet, and then if you wanna use this one, you add the little holders for it. If you wanna use this one, you plug it up and start going. So let me get the feet on the ATEZR. So the first thing I want to talk about is the rotating roller shaft. A little bit uncomfortable to say, but they've designed this so it's fairly easy to use. They've got these little knobs on the back, and you can loosen these and move the rollers in or out. And they've also got it so the motor right here, the little pulley system, can loosen up so you can tighten it up by moving it either way. So that's the basic design. I like that, the KR Pro 1. Now here's the KR Pro 2, and you have a knob to loosen it so it goes up and down. It has for the chuck to loosen and tighten the chuck on the side right here. And that's basically the whole function of this. And again, I said that this is the KR Pro 2. So here are the two laser wires that come to connect your rotary tool up. There's one with a white connector and a black connector. So the white one is for your ATEZR and the black one is for a third-party laser. Not really sure the difference because they look exactly the same except for the color. So, well, let's move on. Here's where this connector right here goes right in here. And this connector right here is going to hook up to the motor over here by the control panel. Careful not to mess up your wires. There you go. So now you have to set up light burn to use the rotary tool. Okay, so I have this thing set up. I have a piece of wood behind it so it doesn't move that way. So we're gonna go ahead and do a test engrave on this. And I usually use about 3800 for the speed and about 30% power when I'm doing these with a 20 watt. So we're using a 35 watt, so I'm gonna do a test engrave. So let's get started on that. Okay, there's the results. I've cleaned it up. Yeah, I actually got good results. So I'm gonna save this and start doing my tumblers using the power settings here. We have the chuck set up here. Now you got to go back into light burn and set this up. Make sure you do the circumference again so it prints out right. We're going to do a test engrave on this. The issue here is that the chuck holder kind of gets in the way of the laser, so you got to get that over there and then just start doing the print from there. You could put these on the inside. They just don't fit right in these test glasses I have. All right, I'm gonna go wash this off and we'll see if it did anything. Definitely not the result I was looking for, but it does give me an idea of the speed and power that I need to use to engrave a glass. So let's go ahead and do a glass and etch on there, and I will throw up the speed and power that I use for that. And ladies and gentlemen, it's done, but there's a problem. And I noticed this when it started. It did it backwards. See, every now and then Lightburn will flip these images. Yeah, but I mean, we're going to see how well it etched, and that's the main thing, and then we'll come back. The etching itself looks extremely good. I'm very happy the way this thing is etching. So I wasn't sure why it did that, but apparently I had crosshatch done up, and going back and forth like this really is too much for this light little piece here, so it kind of scrolled up. And I just didn't realize that until I tried it again, and you can see where it started doing it again. I stopped it and I looked, and I had crosshatch on. No need to have crosshatch on when you're doing the rotary. You just screw it up. Now that we've tested the KR Pro 1 and 2, let's go ahead and talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. As always, I want to start off with the bad and the ugly. This was my first engraving test. You can see how messed up it is and elongated it is. Here's what happened. As I was using the rotary on the first one, this thing rotated, but as it did, it moved down. I ended up having to put a piece of wood on the other side of this to keep it from moving off. This is a support for the rotary, and it's made to help support longer items. But it really seems flimsy and can be easily tipped over if something starts rotating off of the rotary, but I'm not really sure about this piece. Now it's time for me to tell you a little bit about the good things about the KR Pro 1. It is very low profile. That means you can get the laser on there without having to bring this machine up too much. Here's another one just to show you the difference here. I'm not going to say which one this is, but see how high that is? And it also had to be put together. It was completely apart. This one came all together, so that's a plus also. The connector is easily accessible. The KR Pro 1 has these knobs that easily adjust the rollers and helps you get tension on the belt very easily by having a knob for the motor. Alright, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the KR Pro 2. The only issue I had with the chuck was right here. I wish these were a little bit lower profile and a little bit stronger, because when you come over to get it close enough to the glass, it hits that. But it's not an issue because most of your logos are going to be inside this area. But when you start up the machine, the ATEZR laser comes this way and hits this, so you got to make sure you do that, turn it on, have it on before you put the chuck in place. The connector is easily accessible. The head is easily adjusted up and down to get it level. The chuck does not need a key to loosen and tighten, it just has this bezel ring. The KR Pro kit comes all together. You get both rotary and chuck in one kit. But straight up, ATEZR knocked it out of the park with the KR Pro. I've used rotary tools from many other laser companies. This has been the easiest. All the others I had to change out the rotary and the chuck. This one, you get two of them. You get a rotary and a chuck for less than it costs for most other rotary tools. Bottom line, this is going to be my new go-to rotary set. ATEZR hasn't been on the market long, but they are quickly becoming, in my opinion, one of the best laser companies out there. The quality of their products is outstanding, and their price is normally under some of the other high-end hobby and small business lasers. At the beginning of this video, I told you that I would not give you fluff and I would not gloss over anything about this piece of kit. Yes, ATEZR did send me this to review for you for free, but trust me, I would never recommend something that I wouldn't use and feel wholeheartedly it's a great product. With that being said, I highly recommend the ATEZR KR Pro system. And there it is, I am done. I appreciate you stopping by. If you could, hit that thumbs up button, share the video if you could. Well, till next video, stay cool.